Hello, Bean. Bean, will you do the intro? Will you say welcome to the Unhinged Library?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome. This is my second straw because I accidentally broke the first one.
We had some issues today. I should have done a video showing my new coffee maker.
So yeah, how are you today, Hallie?
I am doing very well. Today was my last job. My last job. But imagine, just be like, "Hi, everybody! I won the lottery. I don't have to work anymore. We're about to get a major upgrade." No, I wish.
I'm not gonna work. I'm only gonna work on the podcast. No, dream.
I wish. It's not happening.
I'm
going back to working with Alicia. Well, indirectly, but
in my building.
It will be in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Very different ends of.
Mm-hmm. Well, kind of close, but
Top secret.
the only trade secrets we can talk about are like book trades.
Yeah.
Our trade secrets are.
I can talk about like the actual printing process. I know that.
I didn't talk about reading the book process. I can talk about that.
I'm not very good at that part. I do my best.
I can talk about that now. When I was reading Lila's kind of stuff about like her forward and like all about like the people who work with her, like I really wish. I hated English in school. I don't know why. I really hated English. I didn't really like writing. I didn't like nouns, pronouns. I'm really good at it, all that, but
you didn't like grammar.
Didn't really like grammar, so I didn't like English back when we were in school for it. So I wish I enjoyed it more to actually like find my passion into going into more of like publishing and like editing, because I think I would actually enjoy that. And she's not my coworker anymore, but shout out Ashley if you watch this. I used to edit a lot of her stuff at work of like proofreading, and I'm just good at editing. So like, I don't know. I'm never going back to school. Sorry, not sorry. That's a lot of that. But I wish I kind of like actually found more of like, I like manufacturing, but I wish I got like more into like the publishing manufacturing. Some type of verb of that.
You didn't want to be in publishing manufacturing?
Well, like, and I say like publishing in the sense of like being an editor, like things like that, like somewhat into that industry.
You didn't want to run those printers. I can tell you about running those printers.
Little Hallie running around with all the printers.
I wanted roller skates at one point because I was literally running 6 machines that went half of the warehouse length, and it was hell. I was real skinny at that job though. I can't knock it. I was real skinny because I was on my fucking feet, going up and down. I had to maintain all of them too. So like the mechanic was teaching me how to like open shit up and fix it. I was just like, I don't understand motors.
And then you were like, I smart strong girl.
No, not really. I'm like, I'm gonna struggle until Gerald shows up. Shout out to Gerald for always helping me.
Hi Gerald. It'd be cool if he follows us.
I don't know if he does.
Probably not, but it's okay. If you guys don't, please give us a follow on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts. Both of those, we are at the Unhinged Library Podcast. And you can also find us on Instagram at the Unhinged Library Pod. As always, I will link our socials into the show notes. You can follow us directly as well. I will link those down below into the show notes and up above or somewhere in this video vicinity if you're watching us on YouTube.
Our personals are like mainly like what we're actually reading at that time, and Bean is featured on mine heavily, and sometimes Hildy, who has not been on the podcast because she's too crazy and at my boyfriend's house.
My cats sometimes are on, sometimes not. Honestly, I gotta get a little bit better at like posting. I've been a little bit bad at posting lately.
I feel like I've been slipping as well, and like I'm very excited to have Fridays off again. Because I'll probably use that to like do ours and then also work on mine a little bit more, because I do slip, but also we don't have like pretty aesthetic things in the winter very often.
No, so it's hard to like make the aesthetics and stuff, which the one girl, her name is Pages of Lit. She's from Buffalo.
Yeah, I think I follow her too. And
she's like very aesthetic, and I'm like, girl, how you get it so aesthetic? It's droopy here. I mean, today it's beautiful out. It's actually gorgeous out right now.
It is.
Knock on like Hallie's fake wood table. It stays like that for a little bit because it was like snowing yesterday.
Yeah. Also, I'm 28 now.
We're the same age.
I had a birthday.
You're old.
I am old. Jeff told me it's all downhill from here.
No, you got like 2 more years on.
No, he said everything starts getting achy and grumpy here.
At 28?
At 28, he's saying.
Honestly, I'm not looking forward to it because I'm turning 29 this year. I was thinking about it like for Chelsea's birthday. I was like, like dirty 30. But since we're talking about your birthday, Don't show my address.
Now I have to figure out how to open this without having...
I think you can just rip that top part there. Kylie was snooping that I hid that behind the pillow.
I thought I left a bag of snacks behind the pillow because I used to do that.
She's like, is there something back there? I said, yeah, I put it back there. Because I was going to do like a little surprise on here.
It was like a bag of snacks. I got really concerned. I'm like, I'm not slipping back into that habit again, am I?
Because I was going to put the blanket. I got her a little blanket.
It's 2 copies, well, so I'm assuming one is yours.
Yeah, we have to see whose is whose. Because our Wild and Wrangled copies are in. We got these from the King's English Publishing, which there's supposed to be, one is supposed to be, oh, we did actually do this right. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And they're dedicated to us.
Oh, I love that. Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I don't know if she wrote happy birthday or not on here, so I was like, it's for her birthday. But I was like, can you write one to this one and then to this one? But yeah. So these actually came in the mail yesterday, and I'm going to be completely honest. Wayne carried in, oh yeah. I'll do a little video of these when I edit, and so you guys can see it. So enter that video I'm talking about here.
I love this.
So yeah, Wayne was grabbing the mail yesterday, and I pre-ordered the Shatter Me book.
Yeah.
So I didn't even look at who sent it. I just like felt it. It felt kind of like bigger.
Bookish.
And it didn't feel like 2 books. Like I thought it was 1 book, so I assumed it was the new Shatter Me book. And then I looked this morning at it, and I was like, oh, it's King's English. It's our Wild and Wrangled book, and we're covering this today on our podcast.
It works out perfectly.
It's perfect. So that's why I kind of also brought your other books back up here.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we are going to talk about today Wild and Wrangled by Lyla Sage. This is the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series.
The final book in the
final
Rebel
book.
Blue Ranch series. I'm still recovering from the book hangover this gave me. Since I know it's the last of the series. I know there's going to be another
spin-off series.
I don't think it's a spin-off because I don't think we've met anybody.
I don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It mentioned the uncle liking. I have it highlighted in my Goodreads. It mentioned that their uncle lives in the town that series is going to be in. So I'm like, is Uncle also going to be like Amos? But I'm also afraid because Amos didn't like his family.
But that's the only one that she invited to the wedding.
But maybe it's the mom side.
It might be the mom side.
Maybe it's the mom side.
So I have a feeling so this is my opinion. How I felt about Lost and Lassoed is how you feel about this book and vice versa. I really like this, but this wasn't my favorite in the series.
No, this one wasn't my favorite either.
I really enjoyed this, don't get me wrong. I think I would give this like 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a 5-star read to me. It's very, very good, but I felt there was a little bit more that I wanted. Like, I don't know. I wanted more flashbacks from Dusty's point of view. I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more with his point of view. And, I don't know. Like, some things just felt a little rushed to me.
His side was the letters, I felt. And that's why I didn't mind it as much because, like, I liked the letters. And I liked that they kept it going. We're getting very ahead of ourselves.
So, before we get too far ahead, obviously, mine was I'd give it a 4.5 star, is what I'm going to say.
I think I gave it 5 just because, like, I did love it. It's the last of the series. I kind of rate the last book of the series if I feel like it did well and ended the series in a way that I'm happy, it's 5 stars. Because, like, to me, this is the rating for the whole series now.
Gotcha.
So, 5 stars.
Again, I really liked it. I did it more based on my reading experience of it. Like, I heavily enjoyed this book. I wanted to, like, keep reading it, not put it down. I feel like some things were just, I don't know, like I say, rushed, and I just wanted a little bit more for certain things. Yeah. But again, it was, like, pretty much there.
But I think that's what we said about every book of hers. Like, we want a book this size, and we're getting a book this size.
Yeah. I just felt like some of the plot, like, I don't know, it worked well, don't get me wrong. I think everything moved smoothly. But, like, I wanted more with, like, Riley and, like, all of that, too. Like, there were moments, but I don't know, again, it just felt a little fast-paced.
I felt, again, because we had so much of Riley in Lost and Lassoed. But maybe that's why she didn't do as much of Riley in this. Because, like, to me, this is also taking place, like, straight after, which it
straight
does.
After, yep.
So, like, I feel like, Riley, like, again, knowing your mom just got stood up at an altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably taking Riley a couple extra weekends just to be like, Cam, like, figure yourself out.
Yeah, I think it was more or less, like, I wanted more, like, Dusty and Riley moments. Not more or less, like, I wanted the Cam, like, I seen that. And I think it was, like, it's definitely different from Lost and Lassoed because Gus has a very large village around him. He has a very large family and support system where, like, Cam has that support system, but she doesn't feel like it's really truly hers. Like, she wouldn't have that if it wasn't for Gus.
I like how they addressed that, too, because by the end of the book, that changed.
Yeah, and like Amos said, like, I look at her as a daughter.
Well, I think they always did. I think she just had a very hard time accepting that because of
Her family.
her stuff. And, like, it took that breakthrough with, like, standing up to her parents. And then that's when I think the turning point happened where she's like, wait, no, these people were the ones picking me up that whole time. Like,
yeah. And, like, I don't know, the Graham, I don't know. I know he says both names in this book. I just...
I feel like, I feel about him how I felt about Ada's ex.
I just felt like that was such a stupid, like, anticlimactic chapter.
But I felt the same way with Ada's ex. I wanted to know more there, too, and, like, we did.
It was truthfully, like, how I would compare it. Like, to me, I would put Lost and Lassoed as my favorite, and I would put Swift and Saddled and Wild and Wrangled equal.
Yeah.
So I like both of those equal, but I think my frustrations were, like, similar with both of those books of just wanting a little bit more details about both of their backstories and history. Like, I wanted more of their Montana time. That's where I think they went. Where, like, when they were there, you got, like, the one chapter while they were there.
Up, yeah.
Or, like, even their time there of, like, seeing, I don't know. Again,
I don't think they got to see a lot. Because, like, Dusty was in, like, guide school, so he was probably gone the whole time. Like, I don't think she was going out exploring on her own.
No, and he even says, like, she just stays inside. Like, she doesn't really do a lot.
Yeah.
So, again, I really like this series. So, again, we're still getting ahead of things.
We have gotten very ahead of ourselves.
Let's talk about tropes.
Okay.
Second chance romance.
Yep, second chance high school sweethearts.
High school sweethearts. I think one of them was, like, secret tattoos.
Yeah, matching tattoos.
Secret matching tattoos. Secret names.
Yeah,
Dusty's name isn't Dusty. We're not going to tell you what it is, but his name isn't Dusty.
Well, I think we knew that. I'm pretty sure we know, but...
I thought it was a lot closer to Dusty than what his name actually is. Where do you get Dusty from?
I mean, he's a ranch hand, so he's just always Dusty.
But I feel like his parents were already calling him that at a young age.
He was probably just always Dusty. He was probably outside playing in dirt.
I'm like, whatever. But again, I didn't expect that as his name.
I grew up with a kid who had, like, a weird nickname that was nowhere close to his name, so, like, it didn't faze
It works,
me.
but I'm just like, yeah, Dusty works better for me. Works way better. Let's see. What we have our... I don't know. I guess, like, obviously cowboy romance.
Yeah. Ranchers. Single mom.
Single mom. Forced proximity a little bit. Because they're on the same property.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, like, being around each other, like, forced to work with each other closely.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that's what I would say for, like, the tropes on it, too.
I agree.
This whole series is a 5-star series. I like the series a lot. I think it moves fast-paced.
They are so easy to sit down and read. Because, like, so... my cat doesn't let me sleep past 5 o'clock now. So I was up at, like, 4 to read this on my birthday because it came out on my birthday. So I, like, read half of the book by, like, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock that day. And then I just didn't get as much time to read because I had, like, family dinner and stuff. So then I finished it Wednesday morning.
I did the audiobook of it because I didn't want to pay digitally. Like, I wanted to make sure we could record today. Mm-hmm. So I did the audiobook. Really liked the audiobook. I pretty much did a lot of it on your birthday. Mm-hmm. Finished a little bit up, like most of it up the next day. But truthfully, I technically finished it this morning because the bonus chapter.
Mm-hmm. We gotta discuss that.
That wrecked me, and I heard him say, "Hi, Scar," and pause. I stopped listening to it.
You knew it wasn't good.
I was like, my mascara's on. I'm getting ready for work.
Yeah, once Emmy got up there, I'm like, I'm already crying. I know what's coming.
Once he said that in the way, too, like, because who audiobooked Emmy and Done and Dusted did that chapter, too, for it. And, like, just the way of, like, hearing Amos. I was like, no pain today.
Yeah.
We're not choosing, like, Sam Cortland in the pain today of, like, hurt. Because it's the same kind of pain. Like, literally when he said that was just, like, break my heart.
This to us?
Break my heart. Girl, I had to listen to this chapter this morning. I was crying. Bawling my eyes out. Which was good.
I know, I was too. Not today,
it was good. But before we get to the bonus chapter. Yeah. Because that was... amazing.
We didn't even also talk about like what we're currently reading. Or
Let's talk about that.
On to next.
Welcome to ADHD.
It's the Unhinged is here today, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly ladies. Maybe Wayne.
What book are you reading?
I'm trying to start The Umbra King. I'm literally 2 pages into it because I have a horrible book hangover and just want to live in this world of Wyoming. I want to move to Wyoming.
We should take a girls trip one time to Wyoming.
I talked about it with Hannah last night.
I'm toxic. Okay, so I'm still on the Songbirds because I haven't touched that in a little bit. I'm like 44% of the way through. I'm loving it. But here's my issue. Again, I know who he is in the future, so it's hard for me to humanize him. And it's such good writing that Suzanne Collins can make me humanize a person that I know is evil in the Hunger Games and the rest of that series. But super good. So it's just me and my mental battle that just don't want to battle that much.
But maybe let explain it well enough.
It is more explaining it, and like how he's like falling in love with the tribute, and like how he feels like no one is out there to get like help her and whatever. So it's good. Then I'm still reading The Twisted Throne, and that's a personal battle. The reason that's a personal battle, it's good. But it's book 5, and how that series work is book 5 and book 6 are a couple. Book 5 was just published. I know there's a cliffhanger. I don't know what it is, but I know there's a cliffhanger.
Hannah is pissed at us for the book club book because of the cliffhanger.
I haven't even started it. So then back to my toxic trait.
Girl, you need to read that.
Back to my toxic trait. So now that I have this in my possession, I will tell you, I'm going to physically read this weekend. Just saying.
Just reread.
Just reread. And I do that like when Iron and Embers. Love you, Helen Shoira. But I got the digital book of that because I was an ARC reader for that. And then as soon as the audiobook came out, I reread it. And it's just kind of the same thing. Like I listened to the audiobook. Now I want to read the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also reading Wild Love. I finally started that. So I finished the Off the Ranch Chestnut Ridge series.
I'm going to need you to send me the order because I think I want to get into those this summer.
You should read them in my order.
That's what I'm saying. You should send me your order.
Yeah, my order. Which, in case you want to know my order, I read Off to the Races and everything that we talked about in the March recap. So I read that whole series. And then the next series I read was the Hopeless, Reckless, all of those books. And then now I'm moving to Wild Love. Because what happens is there's one character in each series that ties the next series. And I've technically read them in her way that she's written them, I believe. So it's working the way I think chronologically. Where like say Lindsay, she started with the Wild Love series. Mm-hmm. And I think like I already love the main dude in that one because I've met his sassy sister. Okay. And I've heard his sassy sister talk about him. And like I love them. And I loved their wedding. He did a little like speech to her, and that's how you knew his book was coming next. And it was just, I love him for that speech. And like I don't think I would already love him as much reading that book if I didn't read, I want to say her book was like Reckless. I forget what one was her book. But if I didn't read her book in her series before. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. So I'm in a cowboy mood. But I'm probably
in a cowboy mood.
I'm home alone this weekend. My hubby is going camping, so I'm probably just gonna like be a couch gremlin and read all weekend. And I'm also gonna help hide eggs for Brayden.
Solid.
That's my plans.
Solid.
Alright, so our hot takes.
So again, like I'm saying, I feel like a lot of people are going to, in their rankings, put this one very close to Swift and Saddle. I can agree with that. They did give us a lot with Emmy, with Teddy, with Gus. We didn't get a ton with Wes, and it confused me because Dusty was introduced as Wes's best friend. And like, yes, Dusty is kind of transient. He moves around a lot. I wanted to see more of Wes and Ada interacting because like Cam is also very close with Ada, and we did get very nice moments between Cam and Ada.
And even with Wes, I feel like we got the three of them more.
Yes, but we just didn't see Dusty interact with these people who are his friends. And I'm like, what? Like, again, Dusty had his own shit going on that whole time. So, like, I feel like this book was very much so centered on Cam, which isn't bad. She does tend to center on the female characters a little more than the male character, I think, with the exception of Gus.
But, like, the only thing we really got for, like, Gus was, like, or, sorry, not Gus, for Dusty was Dusty and Teddy. Yeah. Like, we got a lot of them.
And we didn't even get a ton of them.
No.
I expected more, because, like, it was described that she was, like, a kid's sister. And, like, I'm not mad about it, because, again, I just want to see those characters, because I already love those characters. I respect this book for, like, the couple it is. I very much so enjoyed their story. I just, because, like, the other ones, we got so used to interacting, but it's also they all live on the same property. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you're going to see those people a lot.
Yeah.
Where, like, Dusty does just very much so have, like, kind of a working relationship with most of them at this point. Just because, like, again, he's only been home for not even a year at this point.
And even, like, Gus is, like, kind of keeping him at arm's length because he doesn't trust that he's gonna
dead.
Like, stay around, which I get.
Yeah, because, like, the way, at least I think it was, like, described in the other books is, like, Dusty and Wes are the same age, so they're buddies. That's who they're best friends. Mm-hmm. And, like, I can see all of them kind of keeping him at arm's length, because, it sucks to constantly lose somebody when, like, they're constantly going out to do seasonal work and different... Yeah. Yeah.
Because Cam is the same age as Dusty. She's, like, 6 months older than him.
And the same age as Wes.
Okay, the part that I don't know if I like it. I don't really think I like it. I don't like Riley's conception. That bothered me. That's the night that Teddy and Gus kissed. He came back in the bar, and then she went to go text Dusty because his dad died. And then that's the night that, I don't know. But like, it's kind of like full circle, like it all came back around, but I just don't know if I love that.
I think I love it because of what happened with Gus and Teddy.
Even with, though, like, Dusty, though, because, like, it almost, like, oh, I wish I had that self-control, and then, like, she accidentally texts him and find out the next day. Like, I don't know.
I have a theory on that.
What's your theory?
I think Gus pressed send.
Go Gus.
For her.
Go Gus.
Because, like, again, everybody in town knew their history.
Yeah, that
and I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if, like, she left her phone on the nightstand, like, Gus got up, knocked it over, saw it when he picked up the phone, and he's just like, said.
I made a bad decision, so can you?
Well, not even I made a bad decision, just like, this needs to be said to him. Because, like, again, you should wish condolences. I mean,
of course,
he was a big person in your life as well.
And, like, him going to his soccer games, like, like, I thought that was really sweet. It's just, like, I don't know. I don't know if I love it or not.
I think you just don't love the timing because we know what happened between Gus and Teddy that night.
Even the other two, like, again,
but
like,
I feel like it's very believable. Like, how many people do we know go through something traumatic in the day, go out to a bar, and then hook up with whoever.
And then get knocked up. But then, like, again, it's, like, full circle, because then, like, those four people that were all involved that night come together to then be them. So, again, like...
But that's a small town. That's what happens.
Again, I don't know how to feel about it.
I feel like it's very believable, so I didn't hate it.
It's believable, don't get me wrong. Like, I can believe it happened,
It doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, leave a warm, fuzzy feeling. I'd rather they just met, like, a different weekend in the bar to hook up.
Well, they didn't have to meet. They knew each other.
Well, either way, I'd rather they ran into each other a different night in the bar.
I get it. I understand, but, like, again, no matter what, it would have been close to that timing.
Yeah. Also, something I wanted to show you, I don't know why I'm thinking of this right now, is I got these this weekend at that, like, book place.
Well, those are fun!
So, I went to this little Burn Bright Books out in Rochester. But I got these, like, there was only this one left, but I figured I was going to start doing that in, like, books and put a sticky note in there for my reviews in case people want to see it.
That's so fun.
But it's, like, a little sticky note with, like, what's your rating, pages to remember, like, things like that. So, I don't know why I just made that. But I know I brought that there. But, yeah, anyways, back, not my icky feelings.
Yeah, back to hot takes. The other thing I wish that kind of relates back to Wes and Ada, it's from the bonus chapter. You're hearing about everybody else's relationship. Like, it's their wedding.
They're pregnant.
And then it just leaves Wes and Ada, like, they're secretly married.
Yeah, they're Rebel Blue or whatever.
They're remodeling their house. I'm like, why don't they get more?
I feel like his book just wasn't as welcomed. I don't know.
Again, he very much so is being locked in middle child syndrome. Where people just, I love Wes and Ada.
I love Wes and Ada.
And, like, reading this one kind of made me remember how much I loved them.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's an injustice that they're just, they're remodeling their house. And it's like, excuse you? Excuse me?
Yeah. I would see it. Like, this book I compared a lot to Swift and Saddle. Because it gave me very good, warm, fuzzy feelings. Like, I felt like the balance was good. It was fast-paced for the relationship, but it made it work with the relationship.
But I feel like their relationship was always faster-paced, too, having read it.
And they're going to be faster-paced, too, because they're at least, like, they have history.
It's established, yeah.
Which, their first kiss, that was so cute.
Yes.
I love that. That was probably like one of my like favorite chapters of theirs, like a little giggle chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked Aggie. Mm-hmm. I wish we got a little more Hank too.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed that
we didn't hear from Hank. Hank was there.
Like
we did not hear from Hank. Mm-hmm. And I like it.
And especially with like how close like Hank and Aggie are, like I thought we'd at least get a little bit more of a glimpse. The Amos Ryder glimpse. Whew.
I feel like that's what replaced Hank's though, because like I feel like it would have made even a little more sense with Hank being the one to talk to Dusty.
Yeah.
Because like he knew Dusty growing up too. They were very close with Teddy. So like yes, I kind of.
And he's in Riley's life now too, more as like a grandpa figure.
And so, like I love Amos. I'm never gonna not want Amos. I feel like Amos being the father figure again. Like yes, he is everybody's father, but I feel like it should have been Hank, just for like continuity. Because like yes, we knew Aggie was also very close with Amos and Stella.
Yep.
But we didn't hear all that much about Dusty being close with Amos. Other than working at the ranch.
Yeah, not like too much. Yep.
So like I feel like it would have been Hank.
It would have been a little bit more impactful for it. I think we as the reader found impact with Amos, but I think for the character it would have been more impactful.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Because like essentially, like putting it in a real life context, Amos would be coming to Dusty as Cam's baby daddy's father.
Yep.
Audience, what do we feel about that generally?
Yeah, like, so I get it. Like, if he came to Cam, like, him coming to Cam,
that makes more
understandable.
Sense. Yes. Especially with Cam, like, having wanted him to walk her down the aisles. Mm-hmm. Cam's family life broke my heart.
For real. But, we got nothing with the sister.
I barely remember she has a sister.
So I'm also wondering, like, I wonder if
Is the sister in the other town?
That's what I wonder.
Where is Cam's sister?
Because I think her name was Violet or something like that. I could be wrong.
I have no idea.
But I remember she has a sister that she doesn't really talk to.
I think the sister's, like, substantially older.
Yeah. And then, like, her parents, like, I don't know. Again, a little anticlimactic. Like, I thought there was going to be a little bit more of, like, a bigger thing with them.
No.
But it was just very, like, cut and dry. Which, it worked.
But you gotta keep in mind, like, her parents are, like, the wealthy, well-to-do people, and they were seeing him at a gala. They're not actually gonna make a scene there.
No. Not even that, though. I'm talking about, like, follow-up after that. Like, I thought there was going to be more, and that's just kind of where it ended.
They wouldn't. Because, like, really, all they probably did was, like, you're never getting Riley's trust fund now, and, like, that's it. Which, Cam wasn't getting it anyway, which, I don't want to say I got Gilmore Girl vibes from it, because I don't think Emily Gilmore would ever be that, like, shitty. Because I stand Emily Gilmore. Anybody who wants to fight me can fight me.
We should watch an episode of Gilmore Girls.
I love that show.
We should watch an episode.
We can.
I love Gilmore Girls. Yeah, it is on Hulu. It was on Netflix. And it's on Netflix, I think, too.
CW dropped their contract with Netflix, so I don't know if it's like fully on Netflix.
Fully
anymore.
on it might be a couple seasons of it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Outlander is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Outlander's fully on there. But, so, I like the bracelets. I thought they're like little
really cute
matching bracelets, and he's like, this is never coming off. I was like, it's not Dusty.
Not gonna lie, when I was reading it, I like paused and went back to the cover because I was hoping they'd like have a little bracelet on his wrist, but they didn't.
They didn't. But like the dagger, the dagger wasn't on his sternum.
He has a dagger on his. Again, American traditional. You could have 20 different daggers.
No, I know, but I was like, when I seen the two, I was like, I swear that was on his sternum. I can't. It's hard because when you do audio, you can clip things. There was a couple quotes that she shared that I really liked, that when I read them, they were really good too. I don't know if I can try to find them.
I have a few quotes I know I highlighted.
Let's hear yours, because yours are going to be way easier for you to find first.
Are we done discussing?
No, we're still discussing. What else do you want to discuss?
Everything. We have so much. The first one I did was, I think, from one of their letters. I'll love you until we're dust in the wind, Camille Ashwood.
That's cute. I have one, you're a privilege, Cam. Being in your presence is a goddamn honor. I like that one.
I've waited half a lifetime for you, Cam. Dusty breathed me in, and I would wait a whole one if I thought I had to, but here we are together. No distance, no timing, no ring, nothing is keeping us apart. I loved that.
That one's cute.
Do you have more?
I have a couple of these other ones, but these weren't in my top favorites.
Okay.
These are just like the ones that she shared on her thing of it.
I have, Don't You Dare Fucking Give Up on You and Dusty Cam, I swear to God. I like that one from Anna.
That one was cute, yeah, and I liked how, like, Wes was even like, don't fucking do it. And, like, she just, don't let her do it.
Yeah. The bravest thing you can do when you love someone is work hard to keep them and hold on to them with everything you've got. Even when you loosen your grip, you don't let go. From Amos. Knowing it was from Amos too, and I'm like, my heart. You didn't want to let her go. Like, you kind of had no choice.
You have no choice.
It was sudden death. And then, like, I highlighted my Uncle Boone even came down from his safe haven in Sweetwater Peak, which Sweetwater Peak is the next series, and I'm like, Uncle Boone, who are you?
Who's up
sir?
there? Do you got any kids?
Who are you?
You got any because is that her cousins that the books are going to be about?
I don't know.
We'll see. I'm excited.
Or is
I really
Uncle Boone just a nosy town old man?
Yeah, is he
Because, like, they say it's his safe haven, so, like, maybe he's a recluse or some kind of town character of some
curmudgeon
sort.
or something?
I love a curmudgeon!
I'd like a curmudgeon. That'd be fun.
I love a curmudgeon.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see. I really, one day, my dream is she will do a little novella book.
Of Amos.
I'd really like that, of him and Stella. But I'd also, it would destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
It would emotionally
Or Aggie and,
Dusty's dad. That'd be cute, too.
I like them, too. I like Aggie.
Like, even, make it like, Assassin's Blade and mini stories. You can have those two, and then we can even have, like, Hank and Teddy's mom, how he first got her.
That was a one-night stand.
No, but, like, him first getting her, of, like, getting dumped on it. Because imagine,
him just getting Teddy?
Yeah, that night, like, him performing and then going backstage. Like, that's how the book starts. I'm selling myself on this book. It's gonna be so good.
Please.
Lyla, I will buy anything you publish.
We literally will at this point.
We will.
We're just going to.
We're going to eat it up. I honestly debated about buying a new Done and Dusted so I could get a signed one. But I said no. Have some self-control so you can buy the box set of Blood and Steel.
The hair, too, while you did it. That's what got me.
Guess what I found, though, while I was in, at that bookstore?
What?
I found the hardcover of Ashes in Circus. There was literally one. There was one copy, and I grabbed it. I told you
I got mine at Target.
Yeah, but when I went to Target, I couldn't find the hardcover. They only have paperbacks there.
They had them when I went.
I know, but I kept going, but I also try not to go to the book section a lot while I'm in Target, and I was trying
I always peruse.
Circle around.
What were your takes, Bean? What did you think? There was no animal companions really mentioned other than a horse. Bean misses animal companions, and Bean thinks there needs to be an animal companion in every book.
Yeah, there really wasn't any in this one.
No.
Yeah, like...
You got the horses mentioned.
That's a little bit. That was it.
Which, again, it's Cam's book. Like, Cam's not on the ranch.
No, and she really doesn't want much to do. I mean, obviously, towards the end of the book, that changes some, but...
I did like the scene with, like, Dusty coming home and Riley being outside of his cabin.
Yeah.
And I'm just like... And he's just like, why are you here, child?
Yeah, like, what's up, kid? What do you need?
Yeah. And then watching Pawn Stars, I really wanted a scene where, even though Dusty said that's what they watched, Riley could not say the word correctly, and Cam freaked out that they watched something else.
That'd be funny. Yeah, or I thought she'd, like, walk in on the two of them, like, all cuddled up. I kind of wanted that, too, out of that moment. I was like...
Well, she did. She just, like, didn't really react to it.
Yeah.
She was more panicked, because it was very reminiscent to Gus and Teddy.
Yeah.
Like, bonding over, I feel like I'm a bad parent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially, too, of, like, how she feels very insecure about, like... the comparison, I think, too, because I think she constantly does. Something else I wanted one backstory chapter on the relationship more with the person whose house it was.
With Anne?
Mm-hmm.
I think with Anne.
Yeah.
We got a little bit more with, like...
You got it with Dusty and Anne, but, like, because Cam said she spent a lot of the time there, too, and she, like, grew up there, Dusty. Too.
So here's, I think, the thing that we're kind of forgetting. Cam did not grow up in the town.
Yeah.
Cam moved there in high school. So, like, Dusty had probably been going to Anne's house since he was, like, 10 years old, like leaving his bike in the driveway. Cam didn't show up until she was in high school. And it even sounds like it was like more like junior to senior year than freshman to senior year.
But she felt such a connection that she wanted that to even be her house as a kid. So that's why I just thought, like, we get a little bit more of that
I don't think that was a connection with Anne. I think it was just the connection with the house. I think she just loved the house.
See, I took it as Anne and the house, because even Anne said to Dusty that Cam was moving there and was interested in moving there.
So here's my take on that. So she acknowledges when she found out it was Anne's house and that, like, Anne wanted her to move in, she was surprised. She's like, I didn't think I was that close to Anne. But at that time, Dusty'd already owned the house for 5 years. So really, it wasn't Anne deciding who moved into the house. It was Dusty. Dusty's the owner. He was probably letting Anne have say, or using Anne as a cover, so he didn't have to come out and tell Cam right away, I own this house. I took it more as, like, Dusty using Anne as an excuse than...
Again, it's all open to interpretation, though, because those were, like, the little things that kind of just knocked it down from being a 5 to me. Like, just, like, kind of moments that I thought, there were certain things that I thought we would get out of the story, and I know it's always, like, our readers' expectations. That's also why it's my rating system, and it is my judgment.
Yeah.
You're all free to judge, because I've seen someone give these books 1 stars.
Yeah, there are people who love to, like, try to say she's ripping off Elsie Silver. I'm like, there's not a ton
Yo,
you can
my
do.
heart. I love her.
There's not a ton you can do with cowboy romance, guys.
No. And these ones, I'm going to be honest, I love Elsie Silver, because obviously you heard me talk about her not that long ago. But these are actual, like, cowboys. Some of her cowboys are, like, people who live on a ranch, and, like, they have, like, bull horse, like, they do rodeo, and I don't know.
That is also a cowboy.
It is, but, like, when I think, I don't know, like, it's cowboy, but when I'm thinking cowboy,
These are ranchers.
Yeah, rancher cowboys.
Yeah.
Where she has ranchers in her books, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I love her. I think she's great. I think her writing style is fun. It's easy to read. It's easy to pick up. You can do these as filler books. You don't need to read them, like, back to back to back. You can do them as, like, a palate cleanser between series. Those are fun. The audiobooks are really good. I think she picks really good narrators. The only thing that I wish, which this is just like a critique on all audiobooks. This isn't like just a series alone. I like a duet book. So, like, instead of having the female character make a male voice to talk, you already are paying a male actor. Just have them voice their lines. There's some books that do that and some that don't, and I tend to like those ones. Like, those are like 6-star audio reads to me. Quicksilver, like, that's a really good one. There's a couple of them that I've read that are like that, but this was still a really good audiobook. I don't know, Gus's male voice, that audiobook guy, I've looked up different audiobooks by him, and I was like, oh, I've read that book. Oh, I've read that book. Yeah, that was a good book. I've read that book too.
Well, I was at dinner with my family. I told Chelsea that, like, her and Nick are essentially just Gus and Teddy, but instead of bonding over a child that was not hers, they bonded over a wiener dog.
I thought you were going to say you at first.
No. But at that time, my brother was still taking care of his ex's wiener dog every so often, so it was a wiener dog instead of a child. But, yeah.
What happened with a wiener dog?
It passed away. It would fake being sick to come over to our house, so Nick would have to take care of it, because it wanted to be with my brother more than its owner.
Go dog.
Libby was a little dramatic.
That's cute. That's funny. That was very funny.
Mm-hmm. So now Chelsea might read them.
She should. I think she'd like them. Book 1. I liked Emmy a lot better in this book. One, she was barely there, but her bonus chapter, I liked her better in that.
Again, her POV of herself is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you start seeing her treatment of other people. Like, I don't think she's actually vindictive.
No.
I think she is just protective of the people in her life, but in a weird way that doesn't fully, like...
You wanna know why I probably don't like her is because I'm kind of like her. That's probably why I don't like her as much, is because I'm similar to her.
It's not that I don't like her. If anybody, I don't like Brooks that much.
I don't mind, yeah. And it's not that I really don't like her either. I think she's the character I least enjoy to read out of the girls. But, I that bonus chapter was the perfect way to wrap up the series.
Yes. I did notice when they said Brooks' mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more with that backstory.
Again, just like little snippets that I just like. You always keep me guessing.
She had a really cool way that she could have made this like, not dark and like the Runius Love's trilogy or anything like that, but she could have had like the little bit of crime angle where like his stepbrothers and like dad were selling meth and he like busts them to get his mom out of there.
Yeah, something like I thought he would have saved his mom, or like
maybe he did and that's why she was there, but we are not privy
to that information. Maybe in the other book we'll find out. In the other series.
Probably not. It's in a whole different town.
Maybe they'll go on a vacation there.
Amos Ryder owns like almost half of Wyoming.
Okay, Amos Ryder can be in the next book if we only can make one request.
Uncle Boone's. I want to know about Uncle Boone.
Uncle Boone and Amos Ryder are going to go to their local bar and gossip and
Do you
clear
think
the flies
Amos
on
goes to the bar? Because we have not heard of him going to the Devil's Boot at all.
He goes there and drinks a soda pop.
I don't think he goes to the Devil's Boot, which is weird. He doesn't support his son-in-law's bar.
Yeah, because he wasn't there opening night.
He doesn't go to the bar.
Maybe it's because... Wasn't his dad
an alcoholic? Yes.
That would make sense.
That makes sense.
Look at that. We just talked that out between the two of us. Look at us, smart brains. Big brains here. Big brains. I don't know. My final notes I would really say for the series and to this book was great. I think this did its job of wrapping up the rest of the series. I think it's done its job of like a quick, fun, fast, easy read. You get connected to the characters really quickly. You get that like flashback time and like regular time. You get the mixed dual point of view. You of course get the third act breakup, the last like 10-20% of the book. But it worked. I thought it was good. I liked it. I love
I want to talk about that breakup.
Yeah, you're 12%.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing with that breakup. You're complaining to him about wanting to be able to keep the house. And he reveals something to you that would very much allow you to get your way and keep the house. And you're mad at him for it. Like, you are getting your way one way or another. And I'm like, I knew even just reading that scene, he would have sold that house to her for $1 if she would have pressed him and been like, no, I have to pay you for it. He would have been like, cool, $1. That's what I want for the house. I had no doubt in my mind that Dusty was giving her that house.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like, not at all was I ever thinking
so
she was
her being pissed about it bothered me immensely. Because, like, you know that man.
Yep.
He literally gave you his fucking clothes.
Which took you out of your wedding dress, took you and saved you from your wedding day.
Yeah. Gave you his socks and boots.
That you kept the socks for a while.
And wool socks are expensive.
And wouldn't even return everything else yourself. You made someone else return this stuff.
And wool socks are expensive.
He goes to your daughter's soccer games. Gets her
You really thought he wouldn't give you the house?
Yeah. Really thought
I feel like that was just something stupid to be mad over.
Again, when that was like, I knew there was going to be some type of third act, because there's always some.
I thought it was going to be more something with the parents.
Same. I was like, we're arguing about the house? I kind of felt, as soon as I heard them say there's a secret owner, I was like, oh, it's him.
Yeah.
I already knew it was him.
Yeah.
How are you a lawyer? And you don't know that,
How
girl?
are you in property law and you can't even find out?
I love you, Cam.
You're in property law specifically. And you didn't think it was weird that you're renting a house from a blind owner?
I also felt that, like, I don't know. I thought that she might have tried to embark on a different career path. Like, because she said how much she hated it. I understand her not doing it because she can make good money for her daughter. But I didn't know if she would try to do something of, like, what she was actually, like, more enjoyed. But I don't think she has any, like,
It didn't
hobbies.
say that she had anything. And, like, you also went to school to be a lawyer. You're going to want to use that degree.
No, I know. I kind of just, like, how I felt, like, how it seemed at first. I was like, I wonder if she's going to, like, try to explore something different then, but...
I like that she ended up working for the ranch as well. And the sanctuary. I wish we got a little more with the sanctuary.
Yeah. Like, that and, like, the bonus epilogue chapter or something of, like, Dusty and Cam, so... I don't know. Overall, good.
I really liked it.
I'm not in as much of a hangover,
more.
but it's good, yeah.
I just want more. But it's also because, like, it's such a comfort world for me that I'm just like, I live here now.
I love it here. Again, I'm rereading it this weekend. So.
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to write my official Goodreads review. Because I have my opinions. I had to really think about my reading. Because I was going back and forth. Because I was like, it is close to a 5-star read. There was just a couple things that I couldn't put it up there, but I'm like, I really loved it. I technically will probably give it 5 on Goodreads. Because you can't do half stars on there. Which, Storygraph, I've been falling behind. I'm not the biggest fan of Storygraph.
I don't use it.
I've been trying to, but I don't know.
I just almost broke with you.
Yikes. Alright, so next time, we have no idea what we're doing.
Next one we film is going to be at the end of the month, so it's probably going to be our month. Or are we skipping?
We're going to skip. So I think we're going to do bi-monthly reviews. And
so we gotta read another book, or are we gonna just like kind of review whatever books we read and not read the same book and just be like, this is the book I read?
We can do that. See how it kind of goes. We might end up reading some similar books.
Yeah.
Again, we're both just 2 mood readers.
I'm not gonna lie, this was the perfect series for me. Please stop romanticizing this shit. That book is fucking horror. It is a horror novel. That's it. It is a smutty horror novel.
So that's Allie's rant for today. I probably will eventually read it. It's just not high on my TBR.
Don't put it.
I'm gonna. It's in my Kindle.
I'm not gonna tell you not to read it. I'm gonna tell you, like, don't prioritize it.
Again, it's when I want it there. It's kind of like the Book of Azrael. It's been in my
I
Kindle.
want to read that one.
I want to read that, but then, like, Emily was talking about it at book club. Of, like, how book 1 was really good, but book 2 was a little flat. So it's making me hesitant to do it. Not that I don't want to read it, but it's just like, it's kind of like my other battles with, like, the Hunger Games and stuff right now. I'm kind of dreading Haymitch's story because everyone says it's really sad. And, like, you have to remember with that one, that's the Hunger Games that they reaped twice as many people. So they reaped twice as many people.
I didn't know that. I haven't read Hunger Games. So
the Hunger Games, they take 2 people from every district.
I understand, like, that premise of it, yeah.
So there's, like, 50 people that died. And so, again, this is just based on what you know from the Hunger Games. He's, like, their coach and mentor in the Hunger Games, and he's a drunk. They literally killed his whole family after he won the Hunger Games, too.
Yeah, I know a little bit of...
So, like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be in a good place next time we talk.
Well, that's kind of where Haunting Adeline left me. Because, again, it had a few personal triggers in it for me. I had to skip a few parts where I'm just like, this is going a little too far for me. But, like, I legitimately started having, like, a few nightmares after reading it, which is why I'm saying that's not romance, that's not dark romance, that's just... Because I can read dark romance, like, no problem. I've read books that include, like, child abuse and trafficking and things like that. It's the way she writes it, she almost sexualizes it and glorifies it to some degree. Like, again, I'm not saying she supports trafficking at all. She makes it very clear she doesn't, but, like, she overdoes it.
Please just follow us and share to your friends. That would help first.
Or win the lottery.
The mission of this podcast, because I've been asked that. I don't know if you've been asked when people ask me about my podcast. They're like, why do you do a podcast? Do you want to make money? Would I like to be a podcaster and, like, that be money that I make? Yeah, but I don't think that'd be my whole financial that I'd want to stand on is being a podcaster. But my intention is I want free books.
I want free books. Also, I just do things for the vibe. I am not an influencer personality. I don't like people, and I don't want people to have that much input on my life. Because it's never just left at, like, oh, I like to listen to this girl talk about books. It's what's going on in your personal life. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't like that. I got a hug at work today because it was my last day, and I wanted to wipe myself down with the Clorox wipe after because I didn't want to be touched, and I was touched, and it bothered me.
Yeah, we're 2 different people. I don't necessarily want to be, like, someone super famous because that's never really been my dream. Maybe when I was a kid, I wanted to be a famous actress. But I don't mind doing, like, the influencer aspect. I mean, if you want to take my opinions, great. If you don't, that's okay too. We all have opinions. They all don't have to be validated.
I think my biggest dream in life at this point is I want a family compound. I just want a huge amount of land to live on with Kevin and Chelsea and my brother, and like we'd have somewhere for my mom, but we'd have to put her very far away from my father.
I've heard a depressing one. I just want to be a mom.
That's noble. I love that. I don't know if I can have children.
I don't either, but we'll see.
But I just want a family compound.
Yeah. I mean, I want like property and everything, but I really like. I'm just getting to the point like I see all these people with kids, and like my nephew's getting older, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to be a mom. But we'll see. Or I want my own library. My poor husband, he knows that's the first thing he's gonna have to build me when we buy a house. Is a library.
I mean, I have my little one. My apartment kind of is. I have books in just about every room.
Mm-hmm. Books.
Lots of bookshelves. I use bookshelves in my kitchen because I can't reach my cabinets, and my dad was worried if I couldn't reach my food, I wouldn't eat it. So he built bookshelves for the kitchen for me.
What are your guys' like favorite cowboy romance books? Have you read these books?
Do you only like... So, do you think you'd read a Western?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because, like, I grew up on Westerns. So, like, watching, like, the old Westerns, too. Like, not, like, the
Wyatt Earp and all of that stuff.
Yeah, like, old Westerns. All of Clint Eastwood's old movies. Like, I that's what I was raised on. And, like, my dad would read Westerns. So, like, yes, I knew what a brothel was probably before I ever had to know what a brothel was. Because, like, the story always is that they steal the rancher's daughter and force her into a brothel. That is... like 85% of Westerns, or his wife, or whoever, whatever female is close to him is forced into a brothel. Or like forced along with these roughnecks or something, and they have to go rescue her. So yeah, it's just comfortable to me. I love it.
When I think of Westerns, I think of my grandma and my papa in Arizona. And they used to have, like, the plates. That was, like, the big thing then. And they had, like, all the old Western plates. And they used to have a bunch of those. And, like, obviously that's out west. So, like, just... It always makes me think of them. I think a lot of my grandpa up here, too. Because, like, he was very, like, Indians and cowboys and, like, that kind of era, too. Like, he was born in the 20s. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of like a comfort thing. And, I don't know. I'm kind of from the country. My mom is from the country, so it's just like... I never had a farm. Please don't ever mistake that I had a farm.
No, I never had a farm. I wanted horses, and we had enough land that I could have had a horse, but my dad knew what horse girls were before horse girls were a thing, because he worked on a lot of horse farms, and he's like, I'm not doing that to my daughter. She's already weird enough.
See, like, here's the thing. My stepdad's family had horses because they used to do races at the fairs and everything like that. But then they had horses for us and his family. My stepdad bought a horse on my birthday, and it wasn't for me. Who does that? I literally went to go get Corey, and you're trying to tell me that's not my horse? Bro, what?
I just grew up going to archery competitions all the time.
I was so mad. I mean, Corey was an asshole anyways. Like, he was not a nice horse all the time.
My dad bought me a bow on my birthday because we went to a bow show, and I'm like, Dad, I like that one. And he's like, go try it out. And then I tried out the demo bow, and I liked it. And he's like, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yep.
Yes, Bean? Why are you on the table, darling?
Well, thank you all for joining us on this episode of Wild and Wrangled.
Yes.
We hope you all enjoyed us yapping here on the couch. Hopefully you enjoyed this book. If you have not read it, put it on your TBR.
We highly recommend it.
Highly recommend this series. It is a good hangover series, a little fluff series. They're quick, easy reads. These are not available on Kindle Unlimited, unfortunately. But they are. The audiobooks are really great, and
they're not that expensive.
They're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But I was looking to see if they were on Kindle because
I don't think the other ones were ever either.
No, they weren't, because I was just going to do like highlighted quotes and try to find them because it's easier than trying to play like my Audible clips right now and stuff. But definitely put it on your books to be read. And
our piles.
I don't know. We'll see where and what we do next. We have no idea. We're winging it.
We're always winging it. We could. I have an idea for next time.
Okay. Well, let's see if our idea comes true. It was nice hanging, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.